This is how you become unstoppable in the stock market. And if you follow these 5 rules in this order, you'll be well on your way to achieving greatness. So make sure you stick around until the very end for a bonus. And if you gain any value from this video, give it a thumbs up. Number 1, get a high income skill. Whether that's in sales, personal training, healthcare, tech, choose any industry of your liking and you'll be able to find a handful of careers that you can make at least $100,000 a year at. For example, I landed a job over 10 years ago washing dishes at a local hospital. And the first thing that I did was look up careers in the medical field. I always wanted to work in the hospital to begin with because I always loved helping people. But after doing some research, I chose something that I was interested in and I got to work. I started off washing dishes and now I'm a healthcare professional. Anybody can do it, you just really need to want it. But once you find that right path for you, lock in and get all the requirements that you need to achieve that goal. If it takes longer than 3 to 4 years, find something else. Mine took over 2 years to get, but speed is your friend, so the faster you get it done, the better. Once you get all the requirements and land a job, the real work has just began. You need to work your ass off. This is where I'm gonna lose most people at, because most people just don't want to do it. Most people want to celebrate for months on end and travel the world and take 5 vacations a year. No matter how much you make an hour, put in as much overtime as possible so that you can finish the second thing on this list, and that is to pay off all debt. The borrower is slave to the lender. Paying off all of your debt will take so much weight off your shoulders, even if it's a low interest payment loan. Trust me, if it costs anything per month, just pay it off. You will not regret it. Did you know that the average used car payment is $521 a month? It goes up to $745 a month if it's a new car, which you don't want to ever buy a new car, but I'll talk about that later. But even if it's a loan with an interest rate of less than 2%, it's still money that can be freed up to invest with. People ask me often, well, I owe $20,000 on a car and my interest rate is only 2%. I can just invest that money in the stock market or put it in a high yield savings account and make at least 5% on that money, but nah. Pay it off. We're doing this for peace of mind, which will then lead you to make better decisions in the stock market. How you do anything is how you do everything. Every detail matters. So having that peace of mind will put you in a relaxed mindset during market crashes. And you absolutely need that so you can double down and triple down on your investments. If you take a look at the S&P 500 on a long time frame, the stock market goes up 70% of the time. So if you know that, stock market corrections should excite you. So with that said, pay off all your debt and become financially free. You got this. Number 3, once you pay off all of your debt, do not upgrade your lifestyle. I repeat, do not upgrade your lifestyle. This is where 90% of the people mess up at, because once they get that high income skill and they have money coming in every month, they believe that they've made it. But it's a trap. Do not fall for it. Did you know that over 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck? And of that 60%, over 40% of them make over $100,000 a year. You might think, no way, that's just not possible. But trust me, it's so much easier for you to mess up your finances when you think you've got it. You get a taste of luxury and you get addicted to it. You get invited to go out with your colleagues and see that everybody around you has that flashy car, so you want that flashy car. You see that everybody around you has a big house, so you want that big house, you want that Rolex, and you want to take 5 vacations a year just like all of your colleagues. And hey, if that's what you want and you're completely content with your life, then by all means, do your thing. Again, this video is not for people that want to be average. Do you want financial freedom? Oh, this is how you do it. Once you have all that money coming in and you're debt free, that'll bring us to number 4 on the list, and that is to invest, invest, invest. This is where the fun begins. I don't know about you guys, but man, I love this game. I had a friend ask me the other day, what would you do if you won the lottery? And I said, man, I'd have so much more money to invest with. I get amped up about the stock market and I love the game. But now that you're making that high income and you paid off all of your debt and you didn't upgrade your lifestyle, you should now start investing like crazy. This is where that unstoppable mindset comes in. Because if you lose money in the stock market or your stock goes down 10 to 20%, you can double down on that investment, because guess what? You'll get paid again in a few weeks. So instead of being afraid when the market crashes, you start to become excited when it happens. This is how you level up. And you can also choose to learn a new strategy like mine, where I dollar cost average at specific buy zones or support levels, or where you trade different types of setups. I highly recommend sticking with buying shares as your main source of income, because now that you have that high income skill, everything else is a distraction. I used to pass up on working overtime shifts where I get guaranteed money coming in so that I would day trade. But don't make that mistake like I did. Keep working overtime, bring home that money, and pour it all in the market. Let that compound interest get to work. With that said, you also need a retirement account. Don't forget this, you need a retirement account. I have a 403b, but you might have a 401k. But having a retirement account pretty much guarantees that you'll retire a multi-millionaire if you start in your 20s and 30s. After that, set up an individual account. You can either choose to pick stocks that are really risky, or you can stick with index funds that are really low risk. I have it set up to where my retirement account is in low risk index funds and my individual account is with single stocks. I'll be making a specific video about the different types of low risk stocks and the different types of high risk stocks soon, so subscribe so you don't miss it. But with that said, every time that you get paid at work, you need to think, how much of this money can I make work for me? Again, you don't have to be risky, but you need to be investing. Having all that money in a savings account is not doing you anything. It's actually losing value over time. So change the way that you think and you'll change your life. Number 5, always be a student of the game. Keep learning, keep reading, and get better. There's always room for improvement no matter how good you did in a specific investment. You need to always think to yourself, how could I have done that better? Yeah, it's great to be right over and over again, but don't celebrate for long. You're only as good as your next investment. The market tends to humble you every now and then, so do your best not to stay in that state of euphoria for too long. Learn from the greats like Jim Simmons, Warren Buffett, or Peter Lynch. There's countless of others out there, and they have interviews all over the internet. So instead of listening to music all day, listen to their speeches. Write it down, take note. And by the way, a lot of these legends focus on buying individual stocks as your main source of investing. So guess what I'm focused on? Buying individual stocks. And I've been consistent, and I've been growing my account rapidly. Matter of fact, I grew my account 120% year over year, but I gotta keep it going and I gotta stay locked in. When you buy individual stocks instead of solely focusing on options, you have time on your hands. And when you have money coming in from your career every other week, it gives you that peace of mind that I was talking about earlier. Focus on great companies and have high conviction so you'll have the confidence to buy as they're dropping. Like the legend Peter Lynch said,
if you like a stock at 14 and it goes to 6, that's great. You understand the company, you look at the balance sheet and they're doing fine. You're hoping to get to 22 with it. 14 to 22 is terrific. 6 to 22 is exceptional. So you take advantage of these declines.
And that leads us to the bonus, and that's to stay up to date on everything that's going on, whether that's in technology, new businesses opening up, politics. You need to stay up to date. It may seem like a lot, but it really isn't. People are so used to mindlessly scrolling through the internet, but you need to nip it in the bud. Tech is constantly evolving and it's happening a lot faster than you realize. So being up to date on everything that's going on will give you an edge, and that edge can lead you to making smart decisions in the stock market, which will then lead you to making a lot of money. But that's all for now. If you gain any value from this video, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you next week, and let's get to work.